September 7th, 10 a.m. District Courtroom. This guy. He doesn't have some cheap suit like I do. Court is now in session for trial of Miss Maya Fey.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or it'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Mia Fey, was at the scene of the crime. Prosecution has evidence that she committed this murder. And we have a witness who saw her do it. Prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then.
We may call our first witness, Your Honor. Prosecution calls Chief Officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe.
What did he sound like again?
Witness, please state your name and profession to the court.
Sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder.
Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. Interesting. Now this to you. The body was found by this window over here.
And the cause of death?
Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in the girl's hand, sir. The court accepts the status of evidence. The statue as evidence. Still calling it a statue. 4 points added to the court record. Cool.
Now, Detective.
Yes, sir.
You immediately arrested Miss Mia Fey and Maya Fey, who found at the scene of the crime. Who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why?
Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe. I've changed this one. Please testify to the court about this hard evidence. I kind of am doing my witness testimony. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. Defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness to account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. But I was there for like a few good minutes. The moment you say. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? Couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Back. Okay. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. This? And my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony. She would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. Witness always slips up and says something wrong. It works lots of times. Huh. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give it a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Cross-examination! My face. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. What about... Who did you say you got the call from? Hey, Bill, don't play dumb. You know. The call was from the customer at the Gatewater Hotel, right across from the crime scene. Okay. Impressed. Sure did much, though. Right. Please continue. There were 2 people there already. Oh, yeah.
Impress everything.
I mean, there's no consequence, right? Detective Gumshoe, how long would you say it took between you receiving the call and your arrival at the scene of the crime? Right. I'd say it's about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto this month is quick response. That's how I got there before the killer got away.
Indeed. Well, tell us who the two people you found on the scene were.
Yes, sir. The defendant, Miss Maya May, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Hey.
What did I say?
Hey.
Yeah. Are you absolutely sure it was us? What? Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you two stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene. Well, he does have a point about her. She's pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. Immediately remember, and then we're gonna. Why's that? What's your reason? Why, we had witness account describing her. Oh, so there you go. My bar showed up. On just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her before you had hard evidence.
Arrested her because you had hard
Because you had hard evidence. You did it, correct? Yeah? Did I see that? Me? I heard you say it. I heard you say it.
You said it.
That's great. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she isn't Pink, pal. She sure isn't Pink, pal. Well, guess she is Pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof than her claims, Detective? Guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about her first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Going all over. Judge.
Yeah.
Witness testimony. Hard evidence. After securing... No, wait, this is gonna kill my throat. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Good. The lab test results showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name, but still, you would have had to take it to get analyzed first to know from blood and all that. Anyway. Any like that, that's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence at the first time? I know. Real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Hearing the suspect, I examined the crime scene with my own eyes. Yeah. And did you find any evidence? No, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen. I'm getting to the good part. I got a bad feeling about this. Found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Oh, then who did write it, smarty pants? Who? I did. The killer could have done it. Anyone can see that. Oh, you're saying the killer wrote her own name? Buddy, please. Buddy, stupid, she was framed.
Objection!
Hold on. If that is the case, where's your evidence? Yeah! I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, pal.
Well, Detective, tell us what was written on the memo you found.
On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Shit! Wait, go back. Actually, there's really nothing more I can get out of that, I don't think, but whatever. Still no consequences. Do you have proof it was Maya who wrote that? Or Mia? Of course I do, pal. Oh. Sounds pretty confident. This might not be good. Okay, the lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. What kind of tests were these again? Huh? What kind of... well... I guess they take the little bits of the blood and hermogoblins hermogoblin bobbin. I refuse to testify on this matter, pal. I'm no expert on blood tests. Yes, that's quite clear. You may continue with your testimony. Thanks, pal. I mean, your honor, sir.
Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah?
I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you.
Oh. That was a mess. Right, where was I? As there was blood found on the victim's finger. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. On which hand was the bloody finger, Detective? The right hand. Was right-handed. Nice try. Uh-oh. I guess it wasn't too hard to see what I was getting at with there. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. You can't know that! Victim. Do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time. All the time in books and the movies. Isn't a movie, Detective. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you get a point, pal. Ah, fuck off with your shit!
Stop right there!
No, you go home. I got this.
The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. Facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of our killer.
Order. I didn't go over so... That's right, what is it? That's his whole testimony. Hey, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it.
Cause.
Alright, so I'm gonna start presenting evidence, huh?
Yep. This is where it hurts. Be careful on what you present.
Death was instantaneous. Instantaneous! She couldn't have written it down!
Dun dun dun!
How about this? Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note, that she was accused of accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? Go ahead, shake. You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She said immediately, or she died immediately. No butting your way out of this one, Detective. I like giving him a cooler voice when he's not confident. Yeah. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately couldn't have had the time to write anything down.
Mr. Wright.
That's Mr. Wright. Oh,
I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report?
When? I don't know. It was the day of the murder, wasn't it?
Day of the murder? sure?
I
They were
mean,
held overnight.
That's true, you're right. It was the day after the murder. Prosecution's point being...
That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor.
What?
A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from blunt object. There is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I've received these results this morning.
No way!
Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya.
Why wasn't I privy to this,
Because
knowledge?
actual Japanese court can actually present evidence.
Surprise evidence?
Surprise evidence.
God, it's fucking...
That is all.
I see!
Not quite as dramatic,
Damn you, Edgeworth!
but there is an element of truth
Should
behind
have
this.
known you'd have something up your sleeve.
Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you wanted to say?
Okay, well... Hey, detectives don't know dick, I don't know.
Alright.
Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham! How could you give me a faulty report? I thought...
Detective Gumshoe,
Uh,
I'm disappointed in you, handing him the wrong report like that.
I'm sorry, sir.
You are at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month.
What? But...
Your Honor, I submit this report to the courts.
Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Autopsy report update. And the court record. I don't know why that last bit always... died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Bullshit.
Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer.
I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes?
Yeah, I love it.
Darn. This isn't good.